no one in the village knew how to do it. So there was a number of Brahmins standing by their notebooks and things, writing down and watching what he was doing. So they had a fire yajna, and everything has to be very clean. At one point, a cat is considered to be a very moochy creature, because cats are very powerful hunters. They're really into hunting, and they eat all kinds of things. So all of a sudden, a cat came running through the arena, and so that Pandit told someone, hey, throw a basket over the cat. And so they threw a basket over the cat, and he continued the ceremony. The wedding was very nice, everything was finished. So then later on, the Brahmins who were watching, they started doing the same ceremony. And as part of the ceremony, they would get a cat and let it go, and someone would throw a basket over it. They didn't know why, but that's just what you do when there's a wedding. So it has no meaning. So this is the kind of people who are doing false religion. They don't understand that there's a particular reason for the rules. The rules are there really for very low-class people. If you have a loving relationship, you don't have to tell a man, don't beat your wife. You don't have to make a law, don't beat your wife, don't spit in her face, don't slap her. That's for very, very low-class people. Someone who's high-class will understand, oh my God, I would never do like that, because it's a matter of love. Someone who has love will automatically, I'm not going to offer something to my Lord if it touched my feet. Okay? Something, prabhu?
So, you were mentioning about some differences about Prabhupada mentioning different letters or something. How to deal with these kind of controversies?
Oh, that's really good. Thank you. Well, there's no easy answer. I'm sorry. We would all like to have a lazy answer. Prabhupada said it, I believe it, that settles it. But it's not always so easy. We're going to have to do some hard work. And Srila Prabhupada wanted the devotees to think. He wanted the devotees to read Shastra. And there's certain things that we do at certain times which may not always be applicable at all times. And even things maybe that Prabhupada did in 1967 or 1975 that he wouldn't do today, that may not be appropriate today. So that's very difficult, and that's a source of controversy, oftentimes in our movement. It's not a bad thing that we have the controversy, it's a healthy sign, because devotees naturally, they don't want to change what Prabhupada gave. They want to preserve it. But there's some other devotees who also see that maybe in this circumstance something has to be changed. And so that kind of controversy makes us think. And therefore, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he says in Siddhanta Bali that we shouldn't neglect these kind of discussions because they help us and they help our movement. And it's going to be a difficult thing. We should, my only I can suggest is that we should try to give the answers according to Shastra. And even Guru, even Srila Prabhupada, we should understand, that Bhaktivinoda said, that sadhu speaks in two ways, Tatkalika and Sarvakalika. He speaks according to time, place, and circumstance sometimes, and we gave some examples of Srila Prabhupada doing that. And then other things he said, which are for all time and all places. So how are we going to resolve that? We need to study Shastra. We need to learn Siddhanta. It's not going to be an easy thing. Okay, anything else?
Sorry, I was arguing with my wife this afternoon. We needed to give a dakshina to some persons who were doing service here, and I said, okay, I give 200 euro to that person, and she said, you have to give 201. And I said, why? And she said, I don't know. It's the way we have to do. And so we had an argument on that. So the question is, in such circumstances when we don't know the principle behind, is it better to not follow it at all, or just follow it because we have heard it, but how do you deal in
You have to follow your heart.
We have heard it, so we just follow it.
I mean, if somebody's so disturbed, I would give them another €1. There you go, be happy. That's our system. But personally, I don't like to just do things in a blind way. Yeah. And this is going to be a cause of confusion too, and quarrels even. When somebody doesn't, you know, they're going to ask questions. Children ask questions. Why do you do like that? And of all that we can say, it's, well, that's the way we do it. I remember I was attending a Bhagavatam class in Denver, Colorado, 20 years ago, a long time ago. And one of my friends was giving the class, and it was a real, we say in American language, a real hellfire and brimstone class. He was really real heavy. He's a grihasta. But he was shouting at everybody, don't watch television. Television's Maya, it's really bad. He was saying good things. And I was watching some of the grihasta devotees are kind of squirming a little bit. And he finished the class, and he asked her questions. And his little son was about 5 years old. His little boy stood up, and he said, Pita, why do you watch TV? And then everybody just started laughing, and that was the end of his TV bashing career, I think. So it's not enough just to say things. We should learn why we're doing things, and people will ask questions. Why do we do it? You know?
I mean, because it's said in the Shastras, it's mentioned in the Shastras.
It's mentioned in Shastra.
So
that's not very satisfying either. Yeah. My understanding always was that we do that because we give them 10 rupees plus 1. Yeah. So there's always, we get some extra little thing. That's my speculation. But that can do that with some feeling. But we should try to have some reason for whatever we do. If we have no reason, then things are just mechanical, and that's not bhakti.
Actually, Satchidananda Maharaj also...
Which Maharaj?
Satchidananda Maharaj also suggested similar thing with chanting. He said, you chant your 16 rounds, but not only, chant 1 round more. Or at least 1 mantra more to show that you're not just doing it because you must, but you really like to do it.
That's really nice. Maybe that's the reason why I have to give this 200 euros or 100 euros, whatever, but I'm going to give 1 more because that's an extra thing. Like 1 more mantra. That's really nice. Anybody else?
Or you can give an apple which didn't follow anything.
I wanted to ask devotees a question. If anybody had any realizations or thoughts about the festival, or the classes we've had, anything. It's nice, it's healthy for us.
You mentioned this, that you need faith in the devotees. But how is it when you have faith in a devotee and think, oh, this is maybe a pure devotee, but he is not what is... Should you see everybody as a pure devotee? Or
don't see everyone as a pure devotee. That's very sentimental and it's very detrimental for you. But why do we respect devotees? Because they're chanting Hare Krishna. Somebody's chanting Hare Krishna, somebody's worshipping the deity, Krishneti Yashri Manasada. Wow, it's such a wonderful thing. I'm going to give them respect. But Nindari Shunya Hridamipsita Sambalabhya. I only want to associate with someone who I see is not criticizing people. That's the association that I want. That's Uttam Vaishnava, Prabhupada says. Okay? Anybody have any realizations, anything from the festival they want to share?
There are a few devotees who ask me to bless them, and I tell them always I cannot bless you, but I will pray to the deities. And I think it was this morning I was praying to the deities for 2 devotees who asked me for prayer, and then it came very strongly that actually I should be praying all the time. And it's good to pray for others, but the message was I have to pray also for myself. I have to really start to pray, to receive bhakti, to become a good devotee, to be in this seva bhava, really to be in this mood for service. And that was something that struck me. It came at the end of the festival, I feel like a token gift. Keep on praying, keep on praying. Without prayer you cannot go.
That's such an interesting subject. Sometimes it's a little controversial. Devotees who told me, it seems really Christian. You know, Christians say, oh, please pray for this person, or they just broke their foot, they're in the hospital, pray like this, pray they go to heaven. But we don't want to do that. We want to pray that someone gets praying bhakti. We want to pray that they get Nikunja Seva, that they get shelter in the Guru, they get service in the Kunjas in Vrindavan. That's our desire. We want to pray for them. And we should pray for them. My grandma used to say that there's a secret in the bhajan. We pray for others. If we have some concern for others, and we'll attract Krishna's attention. That's really beautiful. Anybody else has some nice realization from the festival? There he is. I was just stalling, holding on till you guys came. Anybody have anything else? I know for myself, it's a little realization I had. It's just so wonderful to be with the devotees. But I found on Janmastami night, when the prasadam was there, I wasn't so inspired. It was nice to take prasadam, but I just wanted to get away as quick as I could because I wasn't so inspired by the discussions that were going on. I'm just a fault finder. But when I associate with the devotees, I want to associate with them by Krishna Kirtana and by Kirtana. And that's real association, and you feel very, very peaceful, happy. All right? Shri Shri Radha Madhav Mohanju ki, Jai Radha ki, Jai Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki, Jai Golka
Just for information, Grace Madhavananda Prabhu will give also lecture day after tomorrow, Wednesday morning.